Hope you all are well at home, my dear students. In today's video, we are going to study about energy resources like non-conventional energy, solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy and biogas. This is a chapter related to 9th standard ICSE, CBSE too. And in ICSE syllabus is concerned, you had geothermal energy as well as tidal energy that has been reduced from your syllabus. Okay, let's start our video. First one, solar energy. As I told you that these all are non-conventional energy. In other words, we can say that renewable energy. Renewable energy means it can be available abundantly from the nature. Just like solar energy is concerned, as you all know that it's radiation from the sun. It's a safe alternative energy which can replace current non-renewable fuels like coal and gas. While we learned about coal and gas, I told you that these can be exhausted. Yeah, it can be finished after a few years. Yeah, after a fixed period of time, it can be extincted. But solar energy is concerned, it is an alternative energy and can get at all time. Solar energy definition. Solar energy is a renewable resource. It is derived from the sun's rays. Let's see how solar energy panels work. You might have seen this type of panels in roadsides, rooftops, etc. These are with photovoltaic panel. These are called photovoltaic panels, which is made up of semiconducting material like silicon. This is solar charge controller. Okay, this solar energy can be converted here and it could be stored in backup bank, that is called battery backup. And the other way we can say it as solar panel or solar electric power generator. This comes DC AC inverter and this can be useful in our home. And if more energy is there, we can even channelize this to the electric grid. So this is a diagram about solar panel array, charge controller, battery backup, DC AC inverter and even meter we can keep, and we could channelize to electric grid as well as we can use this for home. Clear? So it is directly converted electricity through solar photovoltaic panels. Let's see the advantages and disadvantages of solar energy. Benefits. Another word we can say is advantages. It is eco-friendly. It is economical. Economical means very cheap. It is not so much costly. Main, I told you about renewable. As solar energy always available, it is getting abundantly and it is renewable energy and clean source of energy. Zero carbon emission. As we know that coal, gas, petroleum, etc. are concerned, they will emit carbon. But as far as solar energy is concerned, no carbon emission is there. And low maintenance cost, less dependence on fossil fuels. You know what are the fossil fuels? Coal, petroleum, etc. It is a good source of income. These are the benefits of solar energy usage. Some disadvantages are there. First one, the initial cost of purchasing a solar system is fairly high. Okay. Then weather dependent. Weather. If it is rainy season or it is cloudy, it may not produce much electricity. Here, although solar energy can still be collected through during cloudy and rainy days, but the efficiency of the solar system drops. It is, we are not getting much solar energy in these days. While we are storing the solar energy is a little bit expensive and it uses a lot of space. Okay, go to the next energy resource, that is wind energy. So what is wind energy? You might have seen a lot of wind generating plants in films, or if we are going to southern part of Tamil Nadu and hill areas, we can see this type of wind power plants. So what is the exact working of wind power plants? Wind energy, wind power describes the process by which wind is used to generate electricity. Here we know that wind has some power, okay, to move this turbines, to move this shaft. So let's see one diagram. Okay, let's see how electricity produces. We know that wind flows from some direction and wind turns the generator and creating the power. When these leaves are rotating, automatically there is a power generation is there, as there is a motor, and the electricity may be flowing from through this shaft, and this electricity goes to the transformer and converting it to electric volts, and again we can go channelize this to the grid. Okay, we can transfer volts are transferred to the grid. Like that wind energy forms. Main force to rotate this leaves are an wind. Clear? So wind is rotating, thus we are getting the electricity and we are converting to the transformer, as well as we are channelizing to the generator. So let's see the definition. Wind turbines convert the kinetic energy of the wind to mechanical power. Mechanical power can also be utilized directly for specific tasks such as pumping water, windmills, etc. You may learn about Isaac Newton during his early days, that means childhood. He had made windmills for his granny. You may remember while you learned about Isaac Newton's story. Okay, this can be directly utilized for this purpose. Goes to the advantages of wind energy. It's a clean fuel source. The wind energy doesn't pollute the air like power plants. Power plants, you know that thermal power plants, and even though they are burning of coal and making the generator steam is producing to move the turbines. So a lot of pollution happens in this power plants, but unlike power plants, it's a clean fuel source. It is sustainable. Sustainable means it is reliable. We can rely on this energy, as wind actually a form of solar energy. How it is a form of solar energy? I will explain you. As far as the sun shines, whenever the sun shines, there is a power variation. That means a pressure variation is there, occurs on the air, and air goes upward, and from high pressure low pressure areas wind blows, and like that wind is coming. So whenever sun is there, we can have wind, and wind energy also available. It never exhausts. Exhaust means it never comes to an end. It is reliable, I told you. Next, wind power is cost effective. Very little cost is needed for the wind energy. Wind creates jobs. That means wind turbine technicians are one of the most fastest growing job in America. Okay, it's creating a lot of jobs. Next, the disadvantages of wind energy. Some disadvantages are there. First one is high initial cost. Wind energy, for making the turbines and the power plant, we want high initial cost. But when it is set up, we will get it very long time. But initial cost is so much, so that common people cannot make any wind power generators. Next, wind is a natural phenomenon. So, if wind is not present, we won't get much energy. That means if wind is present, then only energy can be harnessed. Clear? Next, nuclear energy. You may know that nuclear bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and had a lot of problems over there. Same, that to relate to that nuclear I just told, but in nuclear energy, it is making that energy comes from the splitting of atoms in a reactor in a controlled way. That is called nuclear fission. The atoms are splitted in a controlled way. That is also known as nuclear fission. And lot of power generates at that time that is utilized to heat the water. And whenever the water is heated, steam comes, and steam utilizes to turn a turbine and thus generate electricity. For your explanation, for your understanding, I shall tell once again that we are using some uranium in the reactors, and we are splitting those atoms in a controlled way, that is called nuclear fission, and that power is transferred to heat the water. Actually, in thermal power plant as well as nuclear power energy, same mechanism is happening, only we are heating the water, and water makes the steam, and steam is utilized to turn the turbine. But the difference is that in nuclear energy system we are using nuclear fission to heat the water. Okay, otherwise in a thermal power plant we are using coal. Any energy is needed to steam the water, so nuclear energy we are using this nuclear fission to heat the water. Okay, let's see the advantages. In nuclear energy, it is not emitting any carbon emissions. So I told you, in coal is used in thermal power plants, and while coal is burning, a lot of carbon is emitting. But in nuclear energy, carbon emission is not there, and it is almost zero. They use reactors, uranium, not fossil fuels. The same thing. A lot of energy get in a single nuclear fission. Single nuclear fission, we are getting a lot of energy. The unit of energy is getting from a single nuclear fission is very high, and it is cheaper too. Some disadvantages. I told you nuclear bomb. Now, if it is not controlled, where it is not fission, there might be a lot of accident in that area. It may affect dangers for human being and the whole area. So it should be handled carefully. Very carefully we have to handle. This is the disadvantage of nuclear energy. I hope you understand up to this. Let's go to the next, biogas. Biogas is very common to you people, especially in village areas, that having lot of cow dungs, buffalo dungs, and waste material. I have shown this picture here, from poultry farm, pig farm, even natural wastage, and everything is dumped. That is called anaerobic digestion. Without oxygen, it is dumped in this pit, in a can, and while it is breaking down, we are creating lot of biogas. Let's see the definition here. Biogas is the mixture of gases produced by the breaking down of organic matter in the absence of oxygen. That I told you, anaerobically dumped. Okay, so without oxygen it is processed. It primarily consists of methane and carbon dioxide. So these are the process. While you can see the diagram well, a lot of waste are going and jumping to the spit, and it is digested over here, and we are getting energy that can be utilized for domestic purpose as well as for power. Okay, so this is getting a lot of dollars. That means a lot of rupees can be produced. Okay, let's see. Biogas can, this is given you that the raw materials, what are the raw materials we can utilize as agriculture waste, manure, municipal waste, plant material, sewage and green waste or food waste. These all the things can be utilized for making biogas. So, can you see what are the advantages of using biogas? Obviously, biogas is eco-friendly, and biogas generation reduces soil and water pollution. How it reduces? I told you, a lot of waste we are utilizing to make the biogas. So obviously we don't want to keep these materials outside, and it may create for soil pollution. So it reduces soil pollution as well as water pollution. Even sewage waste is using for making biogas, so it may not pollute any water. Biogas generation produces organic fertilizers. After, as a byproduct of biogas, we are getting manure. This can be utilized for as organic fertilizer for plants. Healthy cooking alternative for developing areas. It is using as alternative. As LPGs are concerned, it may not be reachable to remote areas, but biogas are easily available in remote areas where the cows are there, farms are there, cow dung is available. Okay, that is why it's called healthy cooking alternative for developing areas. Some disadvantages are there. The system used in the biogas production is not so efficient. What the system is using is not so efficient as far as India is concerned. It contains lot of impurities even after refinement and compression. Even though we are making a lot of refinement is there and compression is there, we are getting the gas, it contains even impurities. It is not so clean fuel, and less suitable for dense metropolitan areas. So whenever this is mainly utilized in villages, but in metropolitan cities are concerned, it is not so much useful, and for a long usage, for a lot of units, we cannot utilize this. I hope you like this video, and next video is coming soon. Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel, like and share our videos. Thank you so much.